What's going on, everyone? So, JJ Redick officially had his interviews, and according to Dan Woke of the Los Angeles Times, reported that the team completed a formal interview with the former NBA player and current ESPN analyst on Saturday. This comes in the wake of the Lakers' failed courting of UConn head coach Dan Hurley, turned down 6 years, $70 million contract. Woke also provided, Redick has been rumored to be the current favorite for the vacancy. He notably has never been a head coach at any level. And then also, Mark Stein also said a source close to the process told NBA insider Mark Stein, "You know who is getting the job," seemingly referencing JJ Redick. So here we are, once again, back in action with all the JJ Redick noise about him being the head coach. I again believe that JJ Redick is going to be the head coach. I have been talking about this for 2 months now or whatever, however long it's been. I'm okay with JJ Redick being the head coach. I'm perfectly fine with it. I actually think he's going to do a good job. I could be wrong, right? So many people are just so certain that he's going to fail and just be terrible, which, one, I don't know why you'd want that to even happen. And two, it's just like, give somebody a chance. I mean, most of the top head coaches in the league right now weren't head coaches before taking the head coaching job. I mean, even Eric Spoelstra, he was a guy that was in the film room, right? And then you look at like Steve Kerr, he was a failed GM and sports commentator before taking the head coaching job, right? Like, it's just, there's a lot of guys that are looked at as the top coaches in the league that now are in a position. I mean, even Jason Kidd, right? Jason Kidd, it went from not coaching and being an assistant or anything like that to getting the head coaching job with the Nets, and then that not working out, and then going to the Bucks, and then that not working out for personal reasons, but that ended up not working out to being an assistant to now he's in the NBA Finals, right? Like, give the guy a chance, give the guy a shot, is my thing. I'm not really worried about the on-court stuff. I'm not really worried about the X's and O's and, the play calling and stuff. Like, he's shown, even just in Mind the Game, his ability to really simplify the play calling and break things down to a minute point. And so I think he'll be fine. I think he'll really shine in that regard. And, the timing calling timeouts, like, that's all, circumstantial, right? That's all based on the moment. That's all discretionary, right? Just based on, the time, and everyone has their opinion on, you should call a timeout here, or no, you should call a timeout here, or whatever. I think he'll be fine with the on-court stuff. It's just everything else that goes into it, right? All the behind-the-scenes stuff, all the noise that goes on behind the scenes. Are you dealing with managers and agents and organizations and, players and egos and guys wanting to get more playing time and rounding out the proper rotation and, telling guys like you're out of the rotation. And it's just, being able to prepare and do film and call out players. And it's just, there is so much that's going on, not to mention the media and the fans, right? You win, 20 out of your last 21 games. And as soon as you go on a 3-game losing streak, everyone's like, he's trash, get rid of him. Worst coach in the league. And it's like, the Lakers are 20-4. Like, it doesn't matter. These 3 games, that's it. It's a wrap. Like, that's just how it goes, right? I mean, not with just Laker fans. I mean, all fans. Right? Everyone thinks their coach is terrible. I mean, this past season, Warrior fans were talking about how Steve Kerr's terrible and you need to fire him. Eric Spoelstra, right? It's like, you talk about the best coaches in the league and fans are like, oh, they're terrible, they're trash, they can't win without a real roster. And it's like, well, duh. Like, name me a team that ever has. Name me a coach that's ever won without talent. You need talent to win. And so that, to me, is going to judge JJ's success. All right, if the Lakers have a talented enough roster, I think he'll do good. If the roster is not very good, or we kind of just run it back, I think we'll be better than we were last year, but I also think we're probably not winning a championship, right? So to me, it just depends on, what does the roster shape up? And more importantly, like, who's on the bench? Like, who else is on the coaching staff? Because the coaching staff, to me, is going to be very important and very key, right? Because I want the Lakers to put a proper staff around JJ to help kind of guide him, at least for like the first 2 years, to really kind of help guide him through the process of all the ins and outs, right? So that way he can kind of focus on the important stuff and the on-court stuff, and then have somebody that has the experience that can kind of hold his hand and walk him through just all the other noise and all the other stuff, right? Which is what they should have done with Darvin Ham. Right? Like, you even saw the media and fans and stuff really start getting to Darvin Ham. And he was starting to break, I know fans like to, whatever, live or die with every game and stuff. Like, you saw him literally calling out fans, doing all kinds, like, the dude was starting to have a meltdown. Where I think if you would have had a proper seasoned assistant alongside Darvin Ham as the head coach, I think it would have went a long way, right? I think he would have maybe potentially had a little more success. I still don't think he would have been a good coach, but I think he would have had a little more success. I think JJ Redick is going to be a good coach. And look, if we're right, that would be great, because now we don't have to go through this process of hiring a new head coach every 2 years. Like, seriously, like, going back all the way to like Pat Riley. Like, Pat Riley was like, or not Pat Riley, Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was like the last head coach to actually have some tenure with the Lakers. Outside of that, it's like every year or every couple years we're firing a new head coach. So it's just, I want to get this right. I want to get this over with, right? And the reason I was thinking of Pat Riley is like, because so many people are wondering, like, are we really going to have success with the first year head coach? I mean, again, you could have said that with a lot of head coaches. I mean, look at in the last like 7 years or whatever it's been, you've had 3 head coaches be rookies and win a championship. You had Tyronn Lue, Steve Kerr, and then you had Nick Nurse, right? Those were the 3 head coaches. Before that, it was like Pat Riley and like Paul Westhead, right? Like those were like the only 2 before that. So it's just, to me, it's like you're seeing this trend. You had something that had only happened twice in the history of the league, to now all of a sudden it's happened 3 times in the last few years, because the rosters were talented enough. The rosters had enough talent on it. So to me, if you put the right staff and you put the right roster around JJ Redick, I think he can have some success. And look, I hope he's good enough. I would love if he's our new, Greg Popovich or Steve Kerr or whatever, not in the sense of pedigree and success. Obviously, I hope that ends up happening. I hope JJ ends up winning multiple championships with the Lakers, because that's good for the Lakers. But I mean, more in the sense of the tenure, right? His longevity, being the head coach for, it'd be nice to have our head coach for the next 10 years. Not because we just have him, but because he actually earned it and he's good. And it's like clear that he's good. And I think he'll have success, because I actually think his inexperience is a potential blessing. Because something that I've talked about and highlighted on several occasions is, you look at like Darvin Ham. He only knew what he knew, right? He only knew what he was taught. He didn't know how to get away from what he was taught. So when what he was taught didn't work, he just crumbled. Where JJ, he wasn't taught anything. He only knows basketball in the sense of what he knows, right? So he's going to try and implement different things, right? And I also think that's good, because he won't be set in his ways so much that he's like, well, I know this way works. We're like Darvin Ham. It's like, I know this way it works. We won a championship playing this way. And it's like, yeah, you won 1 championship. Great. With Giannis, who was the best player on the planet at the time. And there was a lot of circumstances that went in it, right? Again, it was still a championship, still won. But it's not like this is your way is a perennial, you're winning championships, right? This isn't like a dynasty level offense, right? Like, it's just so. And even Darvin Ham changed things. He went from the 1 in 4 out to the 5 out, right? It's just so where I think JJ, he'll be willing to change things, and okay, this way isn't working, so let's do this. Okay, this isn't working, let's do this. I don't like that. Let's go back to this. Like, let's do a variant of this. And I think that'll really go a long way. Look, not official until it's official, obviously. there's always the possibility and potential that JJ Redick ends up not getting the head coaching job. I mean, I'd be a little surprised at this point if it wasn't. Look, I said this before. I think the Dan Hurley thing was just a smokescreen for JJ. I think it was to take pressure and distract people from him while he was doing the NBA Finals thing, and then also give the Lakers a get out of jail free card, because there was just so much talk about, oh, JJ is, is inexperienced and he shouldn't be the head coach and blah, 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 blah. And I think this was a way for the Lakers to go like, well, hey, we tried. We did our best. We tried to get Dan Hurley. He was our first choice. It didn't work, so we went with JJ. So, man, look, and another thing, like, there's all this talk about, like, oh, JJ didn't want the job. Like, he's done. He's cooled out. Like, why would he interview again? Like, it's so silly to me. Like, we all know what the deal is. We all knew it was going to be JJ. It was just, I don't know. It was silly to me personally. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think, like, yeah, it's definitely going to be JJ. It always was going to be JJ. We all knew it was going to be JJ. Do you think, no, like, maybe it'll be somebody else, right? Maybe we'll be surprised and something will come out of left field or whatever. Again, have a feel, whatever your thoughts are. I love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.